And there we go. All right, hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David, Bassman, Her Ladyship, and Basswoman? All righty. Yeah, we're just doing more Batmobile work, I believe is the drill. Now, give me a moment, Bassman, and I shall bing and paste and boom. There we go. Um, Yeah, I haven't set up the airbrushing booth, but I do still have quite a lot of detailing to do, so I'll get onto that in due course. So yeah, that's the nuts and bolts of the scenario. Aha. And we go. Boom. There we go. How you doing?
Fine. How you doing?
Now,
Hello, David.
now, we shall. We shall. Aha. Copy. Oh yeah. Round she comes. Oh,
How are you doing this fine morning, sir?
I'm good. I've just had my phone, which is my camera, sometimes goes to the home screen. I've got to uncode it so I can manipulate it as I wish. But beyond that, I'm good. Um,
Wonderful.
now, I was having a look at these steering wheels,
Yes.
and yeah, I see that it's only the half wheel that, and it has the decals on it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I had speculated about putting them on this one that I've already painted,
All right.
but they're too big, of course. But they're a bit freaky on the half wheel, I noticed, because they've got that sort of, you got to put them in at an angle,
Yes.
which is a bit freaky.
So
Um,
I put mine on. They didn't turn out too well, so I painted the inside of the steering wheel red. That's
uh,
what I've
so
seen from the reference pictures.
on that basis, I might just stick with the big one. Um, because yeah, sometimes easy is good. Excuse me a moment. Now, things I want. Here's something I want to get onto. Uh, the backboard here. Now all the pipes are and that thing there I'll do red. I haven't quite decided what colour to do that or that. Look, I'm going to cut to the chase, identify anything I want red, and then I'm going to just worry about the rest of it later if you follow me.
Yeah.
That I do. There's some stuff on there I want red. If I can knock off all the red, I'll have done all right. Uh, ah, one is clear red. Okay. Uh, now, they need to be red. Where are
Are
they?
you airbrushing today?
Not today. Tomorrow, I reckon. I didn't get my shit together on that front, but on the plus side, there is at least good reasons for this. Um, being, I got a lot of domestic stuff done yesterday, um,
Well,
which I
that's good.
really needed to get done and do need to get done, um, because um, just want to check something. Because once I start getting a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, once my business is up and running, which will only be about a month away, I need to be able to I want everything clean, decks cleared. So all I have to do is maintain. Because when I first moved in, it was like um, I had surgery 2 days afterwards.
Oh, that's right.
Um, I've always been playing catch up. Note that's catch up, not ketchup. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
I didn't want to say nothing.
It really was a shocker. There's no denying that one. Um, now, anyway, point being, I want to address that, as I'm sure you can understand.
Absolutely.
And then it becomes a simple matter of maintenance. And that's a different matter altogether, much easier to achieve. Now, I'm looking for two particular parts. There they are. These need to be read. And one last thing I want to check. This is part number 86. Where does that go? 86, you reckon? It's the strangest looking part I've ever seen. And in that regard, I'm inclined to think it's particular to the Batmobile. I just want to see if I should be painting in any particular colour. 86, not seeing it. We'll see if I want more of the point, see if I need to paint it red. If I don't see it soon, I'm just going to go be damned and start getting down to business. I don't want to spend all my time looking for a part that if I need to paint it, I can do it later. No, not seeing it. That's a jolly rum thing. Now, let's get down to it, people. Excuse me. Now,
Ah, there you are.
what you
I
looking
got a,
for?
was that?
What were you looking for?
Well, I have a favorite pair of tweezers, and I misplaced
Ah,
them, and I just found them. I got a little worried about that.
everybody's got their favorite tools, shall we say?
Absolutely.
And yeah,
They're nothing fancy, just a cheap pair of tweezers I picked up at the Walmart, but they're been a damn good pair.
yeah, but sometimes it's those. Might be it might seem it seems such a small thing to get. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if flustered is the word, but particular about.
Yeah.
But I totally get it. I mean, unsurprisingly, um, because yeah, sometimes it might be just the way it feels in your hand. Um,
I think that's
oh,
what
there's
it is.
a five boy line if ever there was. Um, but the it can be, and it might be just the way a particular set feels for you.
Yeah.
Um, and that's the thing, it's an interesting. Everybody's take on these things is different. But when you find that set that just makes you go, I like that.
Yep. That is true.
Now, let's look at this red behavior. Now, we shall. Now, on here, it was nothing. What the hell? Well, that's the stuff I put it. Looking in the wrong area. Here we go. Now, let's start with some big stuff that I can just knock out and get done. Which is not a lot. but I may as well as use the big brush for that one because it'll be easier. Uh, Now there is something I was thinking of doing on this one because I reckon I've done the wrong color on these circles. I think I should do them red. What I might do is there we are, a bit more perhaps. There we are. There we go. And bam. No bam. Paint's being a bit shy. I need to fill it up a bit more. There we go. Starting to come out now. Yeah, I've got my course for the next couple of days. And something I want to try and use the course for is to get myself into routines.
Yeah, a routine is I must have on something like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, because when I was my mum's carer, I didn't have to live with her, so that was fine. Um, and but it still allowed my time to be a bit freewheeling. And when I was waiting for surgery, that's much the same. Indeed, some days it was a question of you'd know this one. It was a question very much of how I felt on a given day, as to what I might do sometimes.
Right.
I've actually had 10 streams because my hip and back was getting too sore.
I can understand that.
Anyway, but again, my time was very freewheeling. But if I'm going to get shit done these days, if I'm going to do my German, my Latin, and my music and everything else, and run a business, I need to be organised.
Yep. And
And
your swim lessons.
an important part of that is that making sure my house is tidy, neat, and as it needs to be, and then it's just maintenance, establishing routines on that.
Yeah, when I was running my taxidermy business out of the house, you got people in and out all the time, and
Yep.
you got to keep things to a certain kind of standard, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah. If you're, let's face it, if you're not on it, um, or onto it rather, and the easiest way is any mess created, fix immediately. But it's all too easy. Just go, I might just leave that. It might be something very small. It's just not really that big a deal. But the moment you leave it a bit longer, it starts building up and will take longer in the big long term to fix.
Yeah, disarray can happen quickly.
Oh yeah, and sort of conveniently, I've got an inspection coming up over here. When you're renting, you've got the landlord comes around every few months to make sure you're not trashing the place. But which I
Right.
find a bit invasive myself. Um, but yeah, that's the way the law is, and that's what happens. And okay, whatever. I know in some countries that's not how it rolls at all. Apparently, in Germany, I got this. We were told this by a German lecturer, unsurprisingly.
Hmm.
When you rent, it's almost like you've bought the place, in as much as you rent, and it's not like there's a lease for a certain period of time. It's you just rent, and you might rent there for the duration of your life. Um, a curious feature is the kitchen, like the kitchen, the oven, all that sort of stuff. You take. So when you move into a place, there's no oven.
Really?
Yeah, but you take your own one, which
Huh.
I find out there.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, obviously it works in their society and whatever. But you don't get inspections. You don't get, yeah, it's just a different way of doing things, I guess.
Well, around here, it all depends on the landlord. They don't really
Yeah,
have.
right.
Well, some apartment complexes do have that where they have inspections, but if you rent a house or a mobile home from someone, normally they don't, do stuff like that.
Yeah, right. I did overhear that now. When a landlord comes around, they're supposed to give notice,
Oh, absolutely.
and they do. That's a law. I did have one. This is again one of those depends on the landlord thing. He would drop in unannounced, but he wouldn't be hassling about anything. He'd be there to do maintenance. And I
Yeah,
remember
that's
one Saturday
tough.
morning, I got up and um, I hadn't been up for long, and suddenly became aware of somebody in the front yard. And it was the owner. He was fiddling with some stuff, and I'm going to say, "Oh, what's up, George?" And he's there. Oh, Robbie, I just come to fix the inbuilt sprinkler system. I'll show you how you do it.
Huh.
Now, it's hard to be entirely grumpy in that sort of a circumstance, you know. What I just did there, you've already got these ones done, I reckon. Is those little jet looking
Yeah.
things?
Yep. You doing yours completely red?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Is this supposed to be black on them?
Well, some of them are black, some of them are red. I got mine. I don't know if you can see right there. I got mine black with just red tops.
Ah, I see. Oh, here we go. Davidson Housing Association. They book for annual maintenance. Yeah, and he calls them something. A housing association is not a bad outcome if you can get into one. Um, I
Homeowners Association.
yeah, over here, what you get in that variety is um, what they call housing co-ops, and the what they do there is it's more of a thing of it's a little almost village sort of a thing, and it's very much a case of you get lower rents and you're there for as long as you wish. But there are it's very much a thing of what you contribute to that little village sort of a thing. There
Right.
often there are often various little caveats, like it might be an eco village, so you're expected to do some help assistance with the gardening sort of stuff. Gee, there's a crime. Or it might be in some instances they're a bit of a closed shop because they might be certain faith-based sort of things like Lutheran or whatever. Um, but what you going to do? But there's quite a few different ones around. I've got my name down for one of them um, because as I'm getting older, I don't want to fucking move house. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, uh, yep, yep, yep. All right. Good. Now, I shall grab probably that one. Put this one here. Actually, no, I need this for a moment. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'll do this while I'm here anyway. Might get my goggles on for this. Where have I put them? Here. I'm curious to find out what I might discover as I completely, because I'm also going to tidy up my bench. And I'm curious as to what I might discover.
You'll find a lot of things.
I'm, I believe there may be a small tribe established somewhere in the undercover over on the far side of my desk. Every now and again, I hear jungle drums beating. I do not want to know what to make of this. Yes. Yeah. Now,
So when does David want to get a ship and all of us build it together?
I believe the man's already got them.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Um, Indeed, I believe he has a number he can pick and choose.
He's the model king.
Oh, mate, he has, uh,
A plethora.
he has the stash, I would say.
Has a plethora.
Uber stash. Yeah.
Well, I know she said something about next year us doing this.
Well, I'm not because all I'm thinking is it's September now. By the time we've got the course in, I mean, we might be able to start the ship this year.
Okay.
It's a question of time is more what I'm looking at. Um, because, like I said, by the time we got this done, it'll probably be getting close to October. Corsair won't take long. Corsair's pretty straightforward. Um, but I'm more looking at the amount of time it'll take overall. That's just the thing. Although, because we're working on this every day, or almost every day, we might get this done sooner than I anticipate. And I may be very wrong in that timeline. We shall see. We shall see. Okay. A little clumsy there. Here. I'll come into here with this as well. All right, coming along. Maybe there. And there. Jolly good. And then I will show you what I've done here. Yes, I will. There's a couple of touch-ups required, but that's okay. Now, I'm sure David would have put something up about the amount of ships he's got. Give me a moment. I'm going to look at the chat board.
Okay.
once I finish this line here anyway. There we go. There we are. Here we go. Oh, no, no, I was incorrect. Now, and up and around there, I reckon. Now, there's still a couple of colours I want to put on this, but I'll do them once I've finished the other bits of red. All right, now thus far, I'll just use my hand there. Bing. Yep. That's what my maybe a bit less further out. There we go.
Okay, you
But,
done yours in red. That looks
yeah, I've
nice.
done black and red, and I'll do. Not quite sure what color I'll do the other parts yet.
Well, I've done mine just in black and silver.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
like the
probably
red
the.
on
I'll
yours, though.
probably use the silver color on the master cylinder and that little.
Brake booster, yeah.
So yeah,
I
that's
like
right.
red. I might go back to mine in red.
But
It's gonna be
yeah.
a monkey see, monkey do.
Now, something I forgot actually very quickly. I don't even need to zoom. Give me a moment. Ooh, that's tighter than I thought. I will zoom out. Yep. The little portion of the crime computer here. Uh, there we go. All right.
So on the shipbuilding aspect, are we all going to try to build the same kind of ship, or we're going to do whatever kind of say floats your boat?
It might be a tad easier to go whatever floats the boat. Because getting the same sort of the same ship may be trickier than you think, I reckon. Now I don't know that for a fact, but it seems to me, no use of that wonderful word, that in for some reason tracking down the same identical kit, like I've got the Academy 1:350 Warspite.
Right.
Now, if you were to go to a shop, they might not even have a Warspite.
Hmm.
It's very much the best option on that would be the net, and even then we start entering the marvelous issue of postage.
Oh yeah.
I've seen many things on the net that I've gone, oh, that looks great, and then I've looked at postage, and two words form promptly at my mouth, and
Yeah.
yeah, up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear she needs to go to hospital, David. Do send in my regards. Her ladyship is going to hospital tomorrow, Bassman. So yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, I wish her the best. Hope everything goes well.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
no
apparently
prayers.
David will be staying and looking after. Um, Hang on, make sure I get the name right. After Dottie, is that the is that the that's the dog, isn't it? Please tell me it's not a child, or I'm going to feel very embarrassed. Dogs get very anxious when their owner's not around. Ah, yes, a Maltese. As I said, I'd been very embarrassed if it would have proved to be a child.
Well,
Although
uh,
dogs are frequently more obedient.
the dog we have, he thinks he's human. We actually refer to him as our furry son.
Yeah, they'll do that. Dogs are funny at times.
Yeah, they are.
Genuine entertainment. Now, let's go into here, shall we? Now, not going to do all of them red. Quite a few of them. That's the little buttons on the dash here.
Yeah, I've done some of mine red, some of them silver.
Yeah, yeah. Bright colours are good.
Yes.
Now, there's three. Mm, I don't want to do too many sequential, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Uh, I'll do that one, a different one again. Now, we'll go on this chrome bit here. I'll just do some black buttons. Oop, that's way too much paint. Let's thin that out. Now, yes. All right, getting there.
Wow.
Now,
64.
here. There we go. Now, I reckon with the rest of the buttons, I'm just going to hit that with acrylic. Make it short, sharp, and shiny. Apart from those bits that, of course, I'm going to hit with the chrome, which will be an enamel. All right, getting there, I tell you. Now,
I think I'll attach the brake reservoir and paint it on the engine plate. It's so deadly small.
the idea of David reckons Dotty mugs him when he arrives. I'm just trying to figure. There's worse things to be mugged by than a Maltese Terrier. Just imagining it also lurking in the corner, and it's like maybe rolling out with, "Okay, buddy, give us your wallet."
Well, little. All right.
All right. Might maybe do one more. All right. So now what I done is I've added a bit of
Oh
red to
wow,
the.
it looks really nice.
Now I'm going to add a few more colours.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
looking good.
starting to come together. But in really good news, that is all the red done, and or at bare minimum done to a point where I don't need to get too concerned about how much more there is, if you follow me,
Yeah.
because yeah, yes. Now, where is?
Wait,
Pardon?
I disagree with you.
Now, let's see. What acrylics do I actually? First, we'll hit the excuse me, the chrome, because that'll get us the backboard pretty close to being done too. There's no bad outcome there, I say. Oh, dearie me. Now, rinse. Now, first, I reckon I'm going to go with my good friend Tamir. This brush has served me for 5 years. Just keeps on going.
Oh wow.
It's a Tamiya, and to me that speaks volumes
Yes.
as to the quality of the product. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's why I like Tamiya. I really do. Um, you can rely on them.
Yeah, they got good products.
They do. They really do. Oop, yeah. Um, yeah. Just that ability to get to like use it with confidence is always a good thing in
Yeah.
any circumstance. Now, let's see. Goggles.
Like they always say, you get what you pay for.
Well, yeah. Sometimes, depending on what you're talking about, of course, there's such a thing as purely paying for a label.
That's true.
Um, but as you said just then, sometimes, that more often than not, you pay the bucks, you get the quality. You know,
This,
and just for the pleasure of the experience, sometimes the extra bucks are worth it.
And I have purchased some items that were relatively cheap, and they've outlasted the more expensive items.
That is absolutely true. And you got to start wondering what goes on with that. Um, because you got to wonder if the cheaper people are just unaware of how good they actually are.
All right.
Um, or maybe they just don't believe in overpricing. That's another option.
Yeah.
The other one being, of course, the more expensive one's probably a name brand, and that's what they're rolling on. Now, oh, that's starting to look nice. Now we shall come around here. Round here. Round. Almost there. There we go. All right, now around the master cylinder. There's a couple of other spots I want to hit actually, but I might do that with a smaller brush.
Right, sir.
I might just come at this from this angle. Yeah, that's a better angle. Round. And all right. Almost there. What's my actually? If I was doing the Star Wars, my next line would be "Stay on target."
Yep.
Apparently, for that scene, George Lucas, or for various parts of Star Wars, in fact, studied footage from World War II, as far
Really?
as
Didn't know that.
B-17 footage from when the Messerschmitts were coming in. Was stuff that he used or bore in mind with regards to the TIE fighters attacking the Millennium Falcon.
How about that?
And further to which, here's a fun fact for you that you may already know. The cockpit of the Millennium Falcon was actually based on the cockpit of a B-29. And if you look at it, it's once it's pointed out, it's just like, yep,
Wow. You learn me
really,
some new things.
it's really quite obvious once you see it.
Huh.
Um, because, yeah, just Google B-29 cockpit interior, and when you look at it, you'll go, "Oh, how did I not see that?"
Yeah, I'm glad to do that tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it'll blow your mind.
That's
Now
not my.
I think this is chrome. I'll just check that.
Got me very curious about that.
Oh, yeah, you'll be going, what the devil? Ah, I am correct. I might get a bigger brush onto this one though. Now, give me a moment. I will find. Here we go. Spletch. Clean this one. Bam, that one. But yeah, another thing he did, and this is with reference to the stay on target, is he actually watched a lot of footage from the Dam Busters and what was another one? But basically, where there was a lot of classic movies where there was bombing attacks, and a lot of that sort of dramatic sort of, you know, bombs away and all that sort of. He's borrowed from not just there's other movies as well, but yeah, the Dam Busters is one. I actually once saw a piece of footage where they put certain bits of movies alongside Star Wars. Yep, there we go.
How
So it's
about that?
interesting.
Huh?
Very clever. In as much as, well, if you're trying to work out how's the best, what would it look like, where else are you going to get that information? Certainly not. Well, a lot of people wouldn't have thought of that, I'd suggest. Now, here's what I need. But yeah, the other thing I'd also say for George Lucas, balls the size of King Kong.
Yeah, absolutely.
Knows how to back himself.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't believe in him.
Well, no one really did. All he got was a distribution deal.
Yep.
Now who's laughing?
Exactly.
More power to the man, I say. Uh,
Yeah.
this is the exhaust for the jet burner. Apparently that's chrome too. What I'll probably do on the inside is not make it chrome. Not quite sure what colour I'll do it. But that wouldn't be chromed. You wouldn't think. Although it is a fantasy vehicle, isn't it?
Yes.
So practical realities sort of go out the window to some extent. Certainly going to do the front of them. There we go. I wonder who cleaned the Batmobile. Alfred, do you reckon?
Alfred. Yeah. I was getting ready to say, even my wife said Alfred.
Or alternatively, was this part of the way that Robin paid for his rent and accommodation at Wayne Manor? Yes, Robin. Somebody does need to clean the fucking car.
Something to
No,
think about.
I'm not going to do it. I'm Batman. You're the sidekick. There we go, almost. Yeah. Well, what about Alfred? Alfred is making me a cup of tea. Clean the Batmobile.
Hmm.
I've got my headset back again. All right, so here's the exhaust for the jet burner.
Oh yeah.
Burn. I reckon I'm going to do the inside oily steel though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's should I? Should I? Shouldn't I? I'll be damned. No one's going to look that close. We all know the rule. If they do, baseball bat for them.
Uh,
Now, actually, all jokes aside, um, to me, baseball bats got to be one of the worst weapons ever. They're not balanced all the way to the end. Thus, harder to control.
I can see that.
Yeah, well, it's when I used to teach self-defense classes, there was two ways you could go about it. Because the person who's about to swing a baseball bat needs to pull it back first, unless they're going to use it as a sort of a snapping sort of a move. But if they're going to go full swing, they've got to pull that bat back first. Now, in doing that, that's a good time to just charge in and pin their arms against them and start hammering them.
True that.
Uh, and the other thing about it is, once it's gone past, oh dear. So if you manage to evade that, in you go and take care of business. They're a very intimidating weapon, I'll grant you that. And if you do cop it, you are in for a bad day at the office. But yeah, that is my thoughts on it. Most proper weapons you'll find, or handheld weapons, are balanced, so that for ease of purpose. I suppose even guns are really, aren't they? If you had a gun with too much weight in the barrel, for example, shooting it accurately would be pretty hard. Wonder what the effect would be of having too much weight in the butt, as in on a gun, not on a person. Um, hmm.
That's fine. That works.
You'd have thought that wouldn't be too much of a problem. But yeah, here's a fun fact with swords. When you look at a sword, the point of balance is about an inch and a half to 2 inches from the hilt.
True. True. Absolutely.
So that's that same balance thing I was talking about as to why baseball bats, yes, intimidating, but as a weapon, not so good. I love my swords, as we discussed on another occasion, I believe.
Yeah. My son's got a couple of katanas, and he has a what's that other sword he has?
I got a
What's it?
katana blade, well, that style of blade from a friend of mine, and he paid 500 Australian for it in Taiwan. The exchange rate is about 5 to 1 for Australia to Taiwan. So fundamentally, um, it's a 2.5 grand blade,
Dang.
and it's sharp enough still that yeah, two pieces of human are on the cards. Can't find where I put my bloody goggles. I'm looking; they're on my head. How dumb am I? Oh dear, big boy. Attention span. Attention span. Yeah, anyway, so it's effectively a 2.5 grand sword that can still put people in two pieces pretty easily. And as far as my blade collection goes, that's my pride and joy.
Yeah, those katanas he has can cut bamboo like a razor blade going through paper.
Oh yeah, my instructor had one that had been given to him by his praying mantis instructor. And the praying mantis instructor, oops, got very clumsy there with my Chrome. That's an easy fix. Yeah, the praying mantis instructor had gotten it from a Japanese officer who he'd killed.
No way.
And yeah, pretty full on as the line of. But you got to wonder what that blade would be worth
Oh, absolutely.
and what lineage would go with it. Because if it was an officer's blade, I'd be inclined to think that there would be some history with that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because of course the Japanese in World War II were still very feudal in their hierarchy and things. Now, I think I've chromed up most of what I want. That color. This is good. This is very good.
Cool.
Now, we'll go for a couple of other colors on our dashboard. We will. We'll go for some acrylic action. Action, action. Actually, it doesn't have to be acrylics.
All about it.
Actually, there's a thing on Family Guy that a friend and I fall into. You've seen the episode where Lois complains that he doesn't, and I quote, someone, he doesn't go downtown. He doesn't, yeah,
I got you.
yeah. And eventually, one of her friends says, "Well, why don't you take him to a hypnotherapist?" And um, that'll take care of all that. Everything should be fine. Oh, that sounds like a great idea. And as the hypnotherapist basically gets him to the point where he gets the idea that when doing so, he'd be licking a nice ice cream. Then the control word's being set up. The one of their phones goes off, and what it comes through with is this thing and it's just extra, extra, something from a TV show that I'm a bit unfamiliar with. But that becomes the trigger. And at various points throughout that episode, you'll hear extra, extra, extra. And then
Wow.
and then Lois walking in, looking quite happy and relaxed.
I can imagine.
But where this goes, or leads to ultimately, is that Babs, the mother-in-law, is feeling unwell, and they are over at Lois's parents' place, looking for, or not, just having dinner, and Peter takes a plate up to her, and at a certain point in time, or after he's done that, or while he's doing that, Lois becomes aware of the time and knows that Peter's phone, because that was where the trigger noise comes from, and she knows how to trigger that, but that phone's about to go off, and she actually hears upstairs, extra, 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 Peter, no! And he gives the mother-in-law a rather pleasant experience. And then it cuts to Peter and Lois driving um, back home with looks of, I haven't mixed this properly, with looks of horror on the faces. Starts off
Mm-hmm.
with first is a phone call on Lois's phone from the father. And she's just not able to answer at that point. Her mind's not around stuff at the moment. And then Peter gets one from the mother-in-law, and he's not able to answer that at the moment. And ultimately, wherever they go, um, they are reminded of what has just happened. Like on the radio, it's Michael Jackson. Eat it, eat it. They go past a store called Farouk's Old Carpets. Um,
Wow.
yeah, they take no prisoners with this, and the eventually, of course, they get home, and as they walk through the door, um, Lois grabs a bin and says, "All right, get it all out," and Peter just starts ralphing,
Damn it.
and anyway. And at that time, for whatever reason, his phone goes again. And Mega's sitting down in the lounge. And Peter starts heading towards her. And Lois has to go, "No, Peter, no!"
Damn it. Wow.
Yeah, that's Seth MacFarlane being wrong at his best. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Yep.
When he does wrong well. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Now, starting to get some angles on most of the dash being done, notwithstanding a couple of tidy ups.
So I use regular red on all my red parts on the chassis
Yeah,
and the wheels
that's
and
pretty
stuff.
much
So
what I'm doing. I'm not chopping and changing the red.
I
I
went
think,
back and used scarlet red, and the scarlet red just looked so much better.
yeah, I've got a standard red, but it's a nice strong red.
Yeah, this scarlet red is a lot deeper. So
I did toy with the idea of using Italian red.
huh.
Hang on for a moment. I'll just put you on. Let me just scooch back a moment. Uh, there's my cursor, and boom, there we go.
So there's the
Oh,
deeper red
nice,
field.
nice. Did you paint the? They say to paint the back of those things because that's the red decals, isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
I
no.
actually used the one that came with the on the sprue, and they were gray, and I painted them red.
Yeah, that's well. I don't see why I put red decals on it when you can just paint it red. It's not going to be real hard.
Yeah, I even went back and painted the engine red,
Yeah,
that,
nice.
that scarlet red.
Yeah, nice.
So
Good
yeah,
one.
I like that this red a lot better than the other red I was using.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, it's important to be happy with what you're doing. These are the
That's it.
things. If you're not happy with what you're making, it's not a great start to proceedings at any stage. Now,
Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it.
yeah, black. Okay. Oh, starting to get places. I just realised there's a spot of red I've missed, but that's okay. It's not a big amount. I can fix that later. Uh, delete. Now, yes. We're going. Here. Here. And there. Boom. Oh, yeah, nice one, big boy. Now, I'm going to go with a. I want actually a transparent yellow, which I believe I have out and about. Give me a moment. There it is indeed. And where I want that is underneath one of these gauges. And then now this one. Yep. I'm almost ready to start doing some assembly, I reckon. Who would have thought, eh?
Yeah, still got right much to put together. Or got a lot of parts to it.
Yeah. All right. Getting there.
You have any plans on going back to your tank anytime soon?
What'll probably happen, or my plan is that I will do, but I might use that as more of a Sunday thing, if you follow me, in the same way that I'm doing with the 109 and the Mustang.
Okay.
Use my Sundays for my other projects, aside from the ones that we're doing, like the Corsair and the ship and stuff.
Okay.
Unless you have some armor that you want to work on, but of course, if you see what I'm saying, it's a question of
Oh yeah, I got plenty I can work on Sundays.
yeah. Now, a couple more colours, and my dash is done. Now, what other colour would I like? Hey, here's a novel concept. White. There's nothing wrong with that. So there. Oops. Now, once I've gotten this dash completed, I might wind up. So we've got a couple of colours to do on it. Go here. And almost there. We'll do a couple of blue ones. Actually, no. I'm going to return very quickly to this. I think that'll look a little more how I want it to look. And I might, in fact I will, also, there we go. In fact, there's another spot I wouldn't mind going with this colour, while I think too. And that, oh there we go, I'll show you that once I've start to wind up the stream, is here. A couple of spots. So we'll go here. We go here. Oops. Again, a little tidy up required, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Boom. Now, one last thing I will do, because that paint is still well mixed, and that is in red. Where did I put the thing I put the red paint in before? There. Might even have enough paint for the job. We'll see. All right. Rinse. All righty. Next. I wonder if there's paint still enough paint. There probably is, if we're lucky. I feel lucky. Bin. Now, get this over. So I want to tidy up. There we go. I think this will look better red than chrome. All right. Now, which I can probably be a bit clumsy because I'm putting black around the other areas, so they're not really going to be too phased by red. Yeah, there we go. Let's get them looking red.
Ah, dang it.
Now, in many ways, I would probably be able to say that red has been my favourite colour since I was a kid.
Red?
The red, yeah, and I can even tell you why. So I used to hear about the Red Baron from my grandparents,
Ah.
and he really captured my imagination. This fiendishly clever pilot.
Huh.
And it was there that I first took my interest in aircraft in general, because they lived outside of London during World War Two, just outside, and so they told me about all the aircraft, and certainly my grandfather did. My grandmother told me about the nights on some of the really famous operations, and she said there was simply no point in going to bed because the
Huh.
sky was full of planes. She reckoned D-Day was just insane because, of course, pretty early on, the paratroopers had gone over, and there's a whole stack of them. Then, of course, bombers have gone over. Um, then they're coming back. Then there's more going over. So it was an ongoing thing. You just had to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
What other option do you have?
Oh, not a lot, huh?
No. She remembered the 1,000 bomber raids,
Wow.
and yeah, she said, as you said, the first ones that start going out, and that would certainly stop you from getting sleep. And by the time the last ones had left, the first ones were coming back. So yeah, it's just a thing.
How about that?
Apparently, my grandmother, I got this from my mum. This is kind of comical. Kind of. Um, she hated bomb shelters um, and refused to go in them. To her mind, if you were going to die, you were going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and if you were in a bomb shelter and a bomb hit it, you would toast anyway. That's all I did then was just tidy them up. I think they look better in red. Will look better in red than in chrome.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I will, once I've cleaned my brush, very quickly show you what I've done on the dash and the backboard for the engine,
All right.
and then I shall wind things up for the day. But yeah, anyway, apparently she refused to go into bomb shelters. And when the air raid sirens went off, and everybody else would be scurrying into their shelters, my grandmother would sit down with a cup of tea and a cigarette. And because they were just outside of London, they were obviously less likely to be hit anyway.
Right.
But there was a possibility. It wasn't impossible either, was the thing. No, cup of tea, cigarette. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of a couple of things that I find curious about my. Oh, hey Jeff, how are you doing? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Um, but yeah, the because my grandmother is widely regarded throughout the family as being an absolute hard ass. Um, she's nice as pie to me. She thought the sun shone out of my ass, but at need she would bust the chops of the hardest of men. But she was terrified of thunderstorms apparently and would not go into air raid shelters. And you think, what the hell, man? Okay, that's where I'm at with my dashboard.
Oh yeah, looking nice.
Got to do a little bit of tidying up, but it's mostly looking pretty nice.
It is.
Now, and on the backboard of the engine, done that.
Yeah, that looks really good. I might even change mine to red. That looks so good.
Yeah, well, I like the chrome thing on the bigger parts, but with the red, it gives a bit of a contrast sort of a thing going on.
Yep.
And here's the crime computer prior to deckling.
All right. Nice.
All right, zoom out, goggles off.
Oh, another very productive day.
All righty. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I'm sure Bassman does too.
I do appreciate it. Hey, let Jeff know I subscribe to his channel.
Yeah, there we go. He's beaten me to it. Yes, and if you'd like to track me down on other channels or other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. Pardon me as I do a burp, and follow, like, or subscribe. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be back. You around tomorrow, Bassman?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, we'll be doing more of the same, and I'll see if I get how I travel on the time front, and hopefully I'll be getting airbrushing or something like that done tomorrow as well. Although I still, of course, have quite a bit of detailing to do anyway, so we'll work that out. Either way, our pleasure, David. And
Thank you, David.
yep, we'll see you tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. Catch you then, guys. Catch you, Bass, man.